welcome back to another episode of Great for Scraps. Today we'll be making a wrist pin cushion. I've been seeing these all over the internet and at Joan's, but they're always like $10, $20, and I thought I should just make them for myself. The things, this is what it looks like. This is my old one that I made like around a year or two ago. It's held up amazingly. The things you'll need are a lid of a jar, some felt that matches the bottom of the lid, a glue gun, a lot of dense fabric scraps for your pins to go through, some fabric, some scissors, some chalk, and elastic. And obviously some needle and some thread. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out my circle out of my fabric, and that. So let me just move all of this stuff. Now I've done this before and failed, so I'm going to make mine 6 inches in diameter. So I will be using this kind of this base and just drawing around it in a rough circle shape. It does not need to be a perfect circle because it will never be. Then cut it out. I ironed mine to make it flatter, but that's optional. Now you want to take your thread. It does not need to match the fabric. It could be any thread, and we're basically just going to sew around the circle. This will create, and then once you pull it, it will create what is called a yo-yo, and then you will glue it on to that cap. So first I'm going to take a very long thread. This is important that I've learned in the past from making yo-yos. It's a very long thread. I have knotted my thread and put it through the needle. Now I'm just going to make even stitches 1/4 of an inch from the edge, kind of like what I'm doing right now. I'm going to do that all the way around. That's taking a while. And now that I've gone to the other side and I've met back, just gonna pull that thread. You'll see it creates like a circular kind of shape. Now you want to stuff all your fabric scraps in there from the wrong side. So you see how if I pull it, then it'll close up the gap. I mixed mine with some fabrics from some stuffing, not fabric scraps, just to make it a bit more voluminous, and also I did not have enough fabric scraps to do this. I was too lazy to cut more. So I'm just going to stuff that in that circle yo-yo that we made and pull it while trying to press it down. Now when you put it on the metal tin, it should fit perfectly. One thing to note with my last one that I made, I'm just squishing to make sure that the fluff is evenly distributed, was that my last one I used cardboard because I did not have a lid from a glass container. You can use really strong cardboard. You want to have something under that pin cushion or else you'll stab right to your wrist. You can use strong cardboard though. It would be much more effort, but you can use it. Now I'm just going to knot it and cut it and shaping it again. And wow, it looked like that. It looks like a giant cherry. I did actually use this technique to make a cherry on an ice cream cone pillow. Yo-yos are amazing for anything. So now we need our hot glue gun that's been sitting. My hot glue gun has like barely any glue left. So that's why I'm using this pencil to shove it through. I'm gluing the pencil on the back of the hot glue gun. This is not a safe thing to do But you gotta do what you gotta do to get that glue out. First thing is first is to glue the felt at the bottom of the metal tin. This will just make it more comfy when you wear it. I'm using a generous amount of hot glue and just hot gluing that on. And don't hold your hot glue gun in the air. Yes, put it down. Be very careful. Then I'm just gonna trim around the edges and hot gluing the edges down. Be careful with this hot glue because it can be extremely hot. To check if the hot glue is ready, touch the sides of the hot glue gun. If it's like substantially hot, like when you touch it and you have to let go of it for like 10 seconds, then it should be ready to go. Do not touch the tip because the tip can be very hot, which I've learned multiple times. I'm trimming the felt around just to make it really perfect. Why I'm adding this felt circle at the bottom is because for comfort. This is optional if you don't have felt. You can use a fabric or anything. I'm just trying it on. Now enter in our elastic. Now I'm using 1/2 inch elastic. I wrapped it around my wrist and leaving like a gap, maybe like a 1 inch gap or a 3 inch gap. And now we can hot glue it on. The first thing I am doing is hot gluing the strap on the inside of the lid. Make sure it is right across, one end is attached to the other end, right across from the tin, and when you stretch it, it should not come off. Note you should use more hot glue than I used because this ended up actually breaking in a couple days and I had to hot glue it again. So make sure you use more hot glue on the step. Now here's me trying to force more hot glue out of it, and I'm going to glue my yo-yo, that little round piece that we made, use more hot glue and onto the metal lid. And hot gluing around the edges. There ended up being some glitter glue on my hot glue gun, which I have never used glitter glue with this hot glue gun, so that's interesting. Also, that pencil was not ruined. I can use that color pencil again. But I never use a white color pencil except for fabric, so. Once I was done, I now have a wrist pin cushion. I did take some of the hot glue off because my hot gluing job was a bit messy. And now you can see I can put pins in it. It won't stab my wrist. It's giant. I do use this thing a lot when I'm sewing because if there isn't a pin cushion around me, then I'll just leave my pins on the table and I'll end up on the floor and then I'll step on them, or my family steps on them. So yeah, this is a nice upgrade from my last one. Even though I love the gingham, I just did not have any more of that gingham fabric around. You can see how the pins never come out because of how dense the fibers were. If you do not have like fabric scraps for some reason, then you can just use stuffing, a lot of stuffing, or if you don't have any stuffing, you could use a lot of lightweight fabric scraps. And I transferred all my pins to that one. After recording this, I ripped open the other pin cushion to retrieve the stuffing. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn notifications on.